URT. Who are we? URT. Welcome to the URT. This is the URT. Big up the URT. Smash a like, people. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Big up Haroom Shamin says, big up Nuruddin and Therapy. Yeah, big up, people. Love and light, people. Love and light. But we're going to be talking about the financial report. It's out. We've got our brother Swedish Rumble on the case. We're going to be looking at his analysis of it because he's one of the only people I trust, because he just doesn't buy the spin. But Omar is out and about spinning this like nobody's business. But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, people. So please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and let's go, people. But let's get into it, people. Let's get the intro. URT, who are we? Big up the URT, big up Danny, long time no see, man, like Danny B. Big up Danny B, man, big up everybody. So, Manchester United financial results are in, people, they're in. But big up to everybody. Listen, I've just been watching the Champions Leagues with, like, some of you. Looks like Liverpool have got another late winner again. Unbelievable. Chelsea got pressed the hell out of. Chelsea got pressed. But Chelsea are going to be pressing us on the weekend. Don't you worry about that. But it looks like Van Dijk has got a last-minute winner. Last-minute winner for Liverpool. Liverpool have had so many winners this season. Last-minute winners. And they're gone again, man. Honestly, they remind me of United in '99. Honestly, I don't want to. I hope and pray they don't do no effing, man. I can't be doing with that. When our club is so much down in the doldrums. But yeah, let me get you the scores and fixtures tonight. The scores and fixtures tonight from the Champions League. Let's go over it. But as I'm watching the Champions League, people, I'm looking at it and thinking, can Manchester United compete in the Champions League? And I'm like, woo, thank God we missed out. Thank God we missed out, because we would have been embarrassed. I'm telling you, we would have been embarrassed. It would have been embarrassing. So you see the Olympiacos that kicked off early on this evening's full-time Pavos. I don't even know who Pavos are. Who the hell are Pavos? That's what I'm saying, teams I've never heard of. 10-man Pavos produce a discipline, display, hard-fought draw against Champions League debut Olympiacos. The Cypriot champions value their point again. Oh, yeah, Cypriot. Ooh, that would have been tasty. Because, you know, if you know the history, if you know the geopolitics, you know. Slavia Prague, Bordeaux Glimt. Big up to Bordeaux Glimt. I love Bordeaux Glimt. They're my favorite team in Norway. I met their fans when we played them in the Europa League. 2-2 draw tonight. Bordeaux Glimt got an away draw. Sylvia Prague, I've been around for a long, long time, if you know the Czech team. Sylvia Prague. Ajax got dusted and dusted out here. Ajax are done. Thuram scored 2. He could have got a hat-trick if Dumfries would have got the ball across to him. Yeah. So these shows we're going to be doing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, people. We're going to be giving you a breakdown of the scores and everything happened. Obviously, Liverpool went ahead. 4 minutes. They equalized. Maralonte scored in 3 minutes. And Liverpool went ahead. Then they equalized, and Liverpool were 2-1 up. And then Llorente made it 2-2 in 18 months, and Van Dijk scores that goal in 90+ minutes, man. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And this was going to be an absolute hammering. Atlanta no longer got that same coach. That Gasparini is, like, I think that's his name. They no longer have that coach, and they got absolutely panned. Paris Saint-Germain, from what I can see, missed chances. They had They created loads. Half time it was 2-0. It could have been 5 or 6. So that's where we're at, people. But in the Champions League, big up Saeed for the raid. Big up Saeed for the raid. The Champions League, people, I'm looking at the Champions League and I'm thinking, would Manchester United, the level of tempo, can Manchester United play at the level of tempo that all these teams that we're watching play at? Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, even Chelsea at times tonight, Bayern Munich. Could they play? Could they play at this tempo? I don't think so. I really don't think so. It tells you everything. The team that we beat, Bodo Glimt, are in the Champions League. And all of these different Cypriot teams are in the Champions League, and we're nowhere near. So, to me, a lot of fans are like, oh, we should have been in the Champions League. Not with the steam. Not with the way we're playing. We would have been an embarrassment. It would have been an embarrassment, and you know it. It would have been an embarrassment, and you all know it, people. Trust me. So, I'm glad that we're not out here embarrassing ourselves. And, yeah. Big up to every one of you, though. Please smash the like. Tonight, we're going to be looking at 300 likes. So please, people, mods, get on it. Let's get to 300 likes ASAP. We got nearly 600 people in here. Let's start this with a super chat. Honestly, Man United, my heart, no, but I don't feel anything anymore. Do they think they'll get rid of Amarin? So he's saying, honestly, Manchester United made my heart numb. Yeah, big up to Skit. Made your heart numb. Yo, your heart needs to move, man. It's the heart's the thing that keeps you alive. Sends that blood to the brain and everything else. The heart is the connector. It's where the blood pumps all around the body, so you need to keep that heart healthy. And don't let it numb by Manchester United. I don't feel anything anymore. Do you think they'll get rid of Amarin? Nobody knows. I genuinely really think that they're not going to try to move to get rid of Amarin because it exposes them. It exposes them for who they are. So if they did that, then they wouldn't. But then again, yesterday we came out, the gym came out and said, according to reports, we always have to say according to reports, Jim has said his squad is good enough to get top 4. And they're not. We're in balanced team. I was on the check out Saeed TV doing a match along. So I'll show you had a heart attack. Keep seeing Van Dijk. This hate along ain't working for him at the moment with Liverpool. He keeps having heart attacks. Van Dijk scores a late winner. But just to bring it back that I was arguing this, that INEOS are not going to be able to sack because all eyes become on INEOS then when they sack him. Because look, they got the decision for Ten Hag to keep Ten Hag wrong. They got the decision to hire Amarin wrong. They got the decision now. They're taking their time with the decision to sack Amarin. And to me, I don't think only he should go. I think all of it's been exposed for what it is. Yo, A7K, behave yourself. Southgate is not even in football anymore, man. If you know, we know. Manchester United announced a record revenue. Yeah, we're going to come into that. Big up to you, Carla. Big up to all of the chat. Please, let's get to 300 likes ASAP. It helps the channel. We're shadow banned because we shout for Palestine, and I'll go and get my kafir in a minute, but you can see the flag behind me. If you know, you know. Free the people, free the land. But yeah, operating, losses fell of 18 million and 693 million, 69 million.3 million with 36.6 million exceptional costs linked to Erik ten Hag. I told you it was over 30 million. I told you it was over 30 million. And people were cursing. People say, no, you don't know the figures at all. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know the figures. I was telling you, Erik ten Hag was 30 million to get rid of him and his coaches. I told you so. Because they gave him a contract extension. These people are clueless. Absolute clueless. But yeah, let me get to this little super chat for Skip. We can't even sack him due to the payout. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, that's all Manchester United have been in the last 13 years. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, in the last 13 years, the amount of managers that we sacked, I'm going to go near 100 million. I'm going to go maybe 100 million plus we paid out in terms of sacking managers. That's what we've done. Yeah, man, Ben, let me know if you are. I can't lie. I feel sorry for you earlier. You were alone army against every single INEOS. Listen, they're not INEOS bootlickers. They just have a different interpretation of what's going on. Ben, let me know if you want to come on. How you feeling? How you feeling first of all? Let us know how your health is. Big up to Susie. Big up to Zuzi 82. So basically, Jim is chatting shit. We had the money and didn't want to get midfielders. Lol, jokers. Well, yeah, it's what it is, people. Yeah. How stupid can INEOS be? But this is who they are. This is who owns our football club. 100%, Warren. Over 100 million. 100% it is. The amount of money Manchester United wasted by hiring and sacking managers. Yeah. Maybe I'm even underestimating myself. It could be 150 million. Yeah, 100. Yeah, definitely. Big up, Skit. Appreciate the super chats. Bayern and PSG look good. Can't believe Liverpool keep late winners. Yeah, Liverpool. This is what Manchester United used to do in that treble season. I'm just letting you know. Let it be known. But yeah, so that's the Champions League results tonight. You've seen it already. And I'm looking at, I'm like, yeah, maybe we could have competed with Olympiacos and Pavanos and Slavia Prague and Bodo Glimt. But some of these big heavyweights, we're not competing with Inter, Chelsea, Munich, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, PSG. We're not competing with them, people. We're not competing with them. I'm telling you now, we are not competing with them. And when I look at the different tone and pace where the pace which the game's been played with, I'm thinking, damn, what is going on here? Big up, let's be real, Dino. We won't win nothing with the current talent. Not the manager, not the players. It's always been the foundation. Yeah, 100%. Because for me, no, the players have. This is where I disagree slightly. Big up Mick, by the way. Make sure you're following him, people. Check out Realist TV and make sure you follow him on X. Mick, for me, the biggest reason and the biggest thing is that Manchester United is that everybody has the share of the blame. Massively, the owners have to take the ultimate responsibility for the way the club is. But the players that we buy, some of them are donkeys, some of them too much pressure on their heads. They don't play the football. The coaches that we've hired. And the other big thing is that we keep players who are crap, while other teams find it easier to get rid of them. So the recruitment's been a massive problem in this. And I don't see it getting any bigger anytime. Big up to Luani. Our trucker, United trucker, out there somewhere in the East Coast of the United States. If you know, you know. Talk to me. Big up.
Big up, Loading.
It's right, lol. Yeah, big up. How you doing, bro?
Big up to Happy Army. I'm good.
Did you watch any of the Champions League results? You know, in the Champions League, Liverpool last minute winner.
No.
Chelsea got beaten 3-1 away by Munich. Liverpool beat Atletico Madrid 3-2. Last minute winner from Van Dijk. And Paris Saint-Germain spanked Atlanta. It was a draw between Bodo Glimt and Slavia Prague. And the Cypriot team, Papanos, and Olympiacos was 0-0 as well. So that's all your results tonight, pal.
You just spoil it for me. I usually leave home at 5 a.m. and I set up the recorder. And when I go back at night time, when I go back, I watch a couple of games. I was targeting the Chelsea game today and the Bayern game, but it's all right. I will still watch it anyway, regardless of the score.
Yeah, it's a good game, man. It's a good game. To watch it.
How are you doing?
The first half was a really good, really intense football game to watch. Bayern smother them. Yeah, Liverpool have stolen Fergie time, 100%. People, please smash a like. We need to buy 8 to 9 top-class quality experienced players to start as 8 and 9 players. Yes, 100% AK, but Manchester United will not do it. They always do a little Minnie Mouse rebuild, and then the same cycle keeps happening again and again and again. People, get on it. 300 likes, people. Let's get on it. 300 likes. I'm good, bro. I'm good. The financial figures have come out today. We're going to be looking at that. But how you doing, Luani? Talk to me.
I'm all right. I dropped off my load in Syracuse this morning. So found another load in Boston. So I have to make it to Boston to pick up something else. And then from here, I'm going home. And then I'll watch a couple of games. The Chelsea game and then the Bayern game. And I'll go to bed. Tomorrow I'll be off. So I'll be out with my wife tomorrow. So
Thursday night. Date night for Luani. Smash a like just for that, people. Make sure Thursday nights are date nights. with your other partner, whoever you're with, people, love is love. We don't discriminate against nobody on here. We celebrate love is love, regardless of gender orientation. Love is love.
Yes.
No discriminating on here, people. Big up to IT that says, can I be half pregnant? No. You can't be half pregnant, but they want to do half rebuilds, mate. If you do a proper rebuild, you got to do it properly. You can't be half rebuilding this shit because the same consequences every time. Half pregnant at 4 or 5 months? No, you're pregnant if you're pregnant. It is what it is, people. Our fans are happy with Shite Jim. 20% shares will say, yeah. I don't know if you saw me, but I was battling the man them today. Ben, let us know how you feeling, man. How you feeling, Ben? How are you feeling? Well enough to come on? I'd love to get your 2 pence on the finances. No, if you're not too well, then no problem. Big up to you.
So what's up with the finances? What's the number?
Well, we're gonna get it up now. We're gonna get it up, my friend. The finances are the finances, my friend. So we're gonna get it up. Now let me go to here. So there's somebody called Swedish Ramble. He's always on it, and I always follow his critique on what the finances are of Manchester United. So I want to bring up something. Here is where we're at. So here's where it's at. Let me just go on and let me just go on Swedish Rumble and let me get the things up for you. Yeah, he basically shared a tweet of my guy here, but let's go into it, people. Let's go into it. So this is Swedish Rumble. So he's been busy work for the last 10 days. The IPO market is starting to pick up. I don't know what that is. Somebody in the comments can let me know what the IPO market is. Let me look it up, actually, so that we know what the IP market is. Intellectual Property Office. Okay, Intellectual Property Office. Big up. He says here, but this is the report that came out today, and he says here, pick up great. I haven't had the time to look at United's latest figures in depth, but 2 things stick out to me. It says United total wage costs from April-June were 78 million. From January to 37th March, it was 70 million, with parts of the 7 million bump from the 78 to 78 surely coming from players out on loan return. In comparison, it paid 81 million in wages during the quarterly 2018. So that wage bill is back down to the level we saw 7 years ago, right? Part of this is performance related, but far from all of it. There is this notion that the owners have backed the club since Erik ten Hag came in and now Amarin. And while the club has spent way less on transfer fees than our rivals, some spending on transfer fees has indeed been sanctioned. But the players' wage bill has been massacred in the process of that. Cost impacts the quality on the pitch. A player with high wages will have a lower transfer fee, and a player with low wage will have a higher transfer fee. During the much of quarter 25-26, the bomb squad players would have been on the payroll. But with October the 1st of December 2025 figures comes out, I'm expecting the employees' benefit numbers to come around 65 to 70 million for the quarterly. This puts United player wage bill less than half of City and Liverpool and co. I can say this: there has never been a football club that consistently has been able to compete with other teams that has twice times the wage bill. Sure, the odd player can happen. The odd year it can happen, but it can happen with big wage and big clubs has a crap season. But with a trend where right now Liverpool and City and co are waving goodbye to us in a rear mirror, just like Fergie did with the clubs like Leeds, Nottingham, Aston Villa during the 90s. And in this reference, what he's saying that Manchester players came to us because we offered big wage and we offered competitive teams that can can go out and actually go and get the United broke the British transfer record for Wayne Rooney, for Rio Ferdinand, for Roy Keane, and I think we got Sebastian Fron for a lot of money. Manchester United were because they were winning and they were offering higher wages. The forecast for 25-26 still puts us 660 million. This means the club expects for a lot of lost income with in the Europa League and all the home games that comes with that tournament. My estimate was that 630, which was a lot higher than many others expected, around 600. So this is very positive. So that's what he is saying. That is what he is saying. Solid but on a spectacular financial update guidance in which expectation amplifies, and this is subprime goals guy who's doing this. The revenue growth is higher than my expectation, amplifying there is more being spent elsewhere in the business, most likely on non-playing squad cost, hopefully investing in a long-term foundation to support men and women's teams. The key points, here's the key points. Revenue guidance much higher than expectation, 640 million, 660 versus 600 million, driven by better merch sales. So yeah, we sold better this summer. That's what we sold. But Manchester United had to borrow. So I just want to give a context. Manchester United had to borrow a lot more money. Sorry, I was supposed to show this on before, but yeah, this is from Swedish Rumble, is Twitter handle, and this is what I was reading to you all. This is what he said. So this is what I was reading to you all. But let's talk about it. So Manchester United have put basically Manchester United in these words have basically made sure that they cut the half of the workforce, so they all the wages that you would have got. So they sacked to mid-level to beginning wage like 25,000 a year to maybe 150,000 a year to 200,000 a year. They sacked all those people. So from anything down from the board, they've got rid of a lot of people in senior management positions who were on getting paid 200 grand or maybe 150 grand, all the way down to 25 grand. Because a couple of my friends who used to work at United no longer work there because they got the sack because of Jim. So they're almost kind of manipulating these figures, but in no way today's statements, and I'm going to get some of Omar Barada's spin, have they mentioned what they're doing with the debt. INEOS have been in this football club for 18 months and not a peep out of them in terms of what they're doing with the debt. And Manchester United now have over £1 billion in debt. I repeat, we owe 750 million to the banks for the original purchase of Manchester United by the Glazers 20 years ago. We then had a line of credit from the banks that was about 300 million, the money we got to buy Casemiro, Anthony, and those people. Then we've opened another credit line this summer, which takes the club now to the debt cost proper debt up to around maybe 1.3 or 1.2.5 billion pounds. This is how much debt Manchester United are in. Yeah. So at the end of the day, people, this is where we're at. Luani, go ahead, your first reaction to these figures. And no mention of the debt. And also, the other point that I want to point out, people, is that they have actually increased the ticket prices all across the board. They've increased the ticket prices. And now, Luani, I want to just let you know, when we play Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal, those 6 games, the ticket cost standard £90 if you wanted to go to Old Trafford and buy a ticket from the ground. So all those games, they've curtailed £90 to get into that stadium, which is shocking for working class people, especially who are struggling financially in this country. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, go ahead.
I remember a few conversations about some of the United fans, especially the YouTube content makers, talking about the organization is not a charity. They're not obliged to cater to the fan, the local fan, and the ticket price can go up, whatever the ownership suit or whatever the ownership deems is the fair value for the team. Now, there's that ticket sale going up and all of that affects, how does that reflect on the product on the pitch? That's my only question. If it's still reflecting badly because we finished 15, the ticket price went up, nobody's getting the value for their money. To all the hardworking that people in Manchester and that don't deserve this ticket price rise, and that do not, and to all the people that were working in the organization, how many years they put in to also be part of the organization and make it what it is today, who didn't deserve to be fired and were fired, lost their job, and was all is all this worth it? Especially when you look at the other team, the City and the Liverpool, and that did not result to doing all of that. They did not result in getting the jobs of regular people. They did not result in increasing the ticket prices. And they still obtaining result on the pitch. They still bringing in record revenue. If I'm not mistaken, City brought in record revenue last year. That served as a metric to say that everything they're doing is just serving their own purpose. Actually, definitely this is a commercial club, and it just proved that the Glazers are here just to make money, nothing else. They don't give a damn about the regular fans. They don't give a damn about the city of Manchester. Um, they don't give a damn about the organization that they're running as a whole, including the players, the staff. Now, my main question about this is when they talking about the wage reductions, are they talking about the team wage, or are they talking about the wage in general, including the team and everybody else that's working as a staff?
I think they're talking about some reports differentiate the two, the staff, and some reports put it all together. But when I think in terms of wages, when they mention wages, I'm thinking about specifically the players. But some reports put everybody working for Manchester United. Before Luwani, we used to have about 1,300 or 1,300 people working at Manchester United. Now we have at least 600,000. So they got rid of over 500,000 people. So some reports, it depends on the report, which report you read. But mainly when we talk about wages, we're talking about the football wages. And we always used to pay big wages. You know, that's the only thing we could offer. We could never offer success. And that's why a lot of teams would come here. A lot of players would come here and their agents, because that's the only thing that we can offer. We couldn't offer anything else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I just try to draw an analogy to, because I used to manage a restaurant, and I'm trying to draw analogy to the number with the numbers. I just think there is the wrong approach. I don't think removing people from their job and firing people as a cost reduction, strategy is very will improve the product. When I used to work in a restaurant, they will talk about the customer count, which is the amount of customers that walk in through the door, and then the wage, the payroll, and then you have to, as a manager, you have to make sure you meet your payroll. But we never go and cut stuff because we are trying to achieve profit. The best way to achieve profits is just improving the food, and then and once the food is improved, the customers will come in. More people will talk about the restaurant. More people will come and enjoy their food, and then we get our customer count up, because we were serving. I think we were serving like $12 a meal. So for $12 a meal, if you get 5,000 people come in, it pays for the amount of staff that you have. But now to come back to Manchester United, if you're reducing the staff, you can you're gonna get to a moment where a place where you're operating with a skeleton staff, and the pitch, everything, the basic service will not be taken care of. I'll go back to Ronaldo complaining about how the place is neglected, and that was before INEOS walking. Now they walk in and then they reduce the staff, they fire people, and that means that the product is now going to improve. We don't know what's happening in the background. Maybe this whole thing have to do is with this whole thing is affecting the players mentally as well. You know, some of these players have been around and have seen this staff, have worked with these people since they've been at the academy, and coming in, and these people don't have a job anymore. These people are not there, and they have to deal with the stress of also being playing in anything the manager demands and the pressure that the club demands. It's a bit too much. I know the businessmen, they have to think about their money, but this have me worried. The reason that we accepted Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the reason why he bought a percentage, and he promised that he was going to raise the standard by investing money. At least that's what we all expect. We didn't think that he was going to try to recoup his profit by just cutting jobs and engaging in a cost reduction operation. We were waiting for an investment. We thought that's what he's going to do. So I'm a little baffled by that, to be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed, actually.
Okay. Big up to you. Big up, Luani. People get involved. We've got a poll going on the community. We're asking the question, does the fan base get value for money, or is it the club just a brand that's is all about money? So get involved, what you think, because I love to hear what you think. I know what I think, but let's get involved with the community poll. Let me just get a couple of super chats that people have just have added. Let me just grab it. A couple of people are here. Last one was, Tatum saying, can I be half pregnant? No, you cannot be. Big up to MYS. Cynthia Nuruddin, I truly appreciate your honesty about your club. United fans keep denying your club is shit, and United fans have so many delusional love from Liverpool FC. Well, appreciate it, but big up to you, bro. And Fiski Fala, big up, Kes. I don't know if you wanted to say something or not, but really appreciate you. I don't know what currency that is in, but I appreciate the super chat nevertheless. Big up to you. People, we're not even on 200 likes yet. We've been live now for half an hour.
I get involved. Related to this thing, has it always been proven that a cost reduction operation in a club there is a correlation between that the cost reduction operation and improving the product on the pitch?
Yeah, Manchester United need to get relegated, bitch ass. Yeah, 100%. I've always said that. Sorry, repeat that again. Apologies. The thing dropped.
Mm-hmm. I say, have we ever been proven for any club that if the ownership engage in a cost reduction operation, the product on the pitch improves? Is that a correlation between it?
Never. And that's what I was reading out before. That's what Swedish Rumble was saying. He's never seen a club that's put themselves on austerity and then go on be successful. No. You have to compete. You have to compete with the big boys. You have to compete for players' recruitment. You have to compete for scouting. You have to compete for getting the best coaches, the best medical team, the best physios. You have to compete constantly with the best out there, with the big boys. And now our standards of this football club, Luani, has been lowered, and a lot of the fan base are accepting it, which really is disturbing to me. How easily manipulated and conditioned fan base are. That's why I talk about bootlickers. That's the reason why I talk about sheep.
So, in conclusion, Jim Ratcliffe bought this club to make money. He didn't buy it to put his own money in it. So he's just trying to squeeze as much as profit from it as possible, which raised the question that I think he's here just for a temporary basis. He's not here forever. He probably have an exit strategy. He's planning already his way out, because there's no way with this kind of method of management we will be successful, or we'll be able to compete, like you say, with the Liverpool and the cities, even the Arsenal, to say at this point. So
and you know what really hurts me, Luani? If they were doing it properly, they would make so much money from the football club, and we wouldn't care really. I wouldn't care as long as Manchester United would be successful and managed properly and ran properly, and they got rid of the debt. You know, we would be Manchester United can run like that, but it won't be. Big up Ben. Ben's going to jump on in a minute. My mom knows somebody who got let go. They were absolutely devastated. This club basically took their life away. 100%. Rasmus scored in his first under proper manager Conte. Yeah, big up Mateo. He says here, last season we didn't score goals because excuses the attack was shit. We got a new attack and we still can't score. Yes, because you know what, Mateus? Because there is no midfield structure. There is no midfield football structure. There isn't. There he is. How you feeling, Ben?
Big up, man. Big up, Luani.
Big
Big up the chat as always, man. Free
He's got
Palestine.
his voice back, people. He's got his voice
Oh yes,
back.
Big up to everyone as well in London, showing obviously their support for Palestine and letting that Zionist Trump know that we will never be silenced, man, in this world, man. Zionist, but yeah, big up, man. I'm feeling much better, man. Not totally 100%, but at least 90 to 95%. I'm sweet, man. Just a wee bit of a cough here and there, and that's it, man. But yeah, happy to be here, man. Big up for having me on, and hit the likes, people. You're on mute.
Yeah, Ben, we're talking about the final. I don't know if you were watching, but I brought up Swiss Rumble, and Swiss Rumble is basically saying what Luani was saying. No club that's been on austerity has ever won anything significant and competed for the big trophies.
Could you bring up the I think you brought up something on the video. Can I see it again? We want to have a
Let me just show you the Omar Barada spin first. Let's get to the spin
God.
first. Yeah, let's go.
Potato head.
Let's go for the spin first, people. So here we go. Manchester United around revenue of 66 million. Yeah, because they put the ticket prices up and you sacked 500 to 600 people,
God.
and then you sent some of the people on loan. But anyway, announced a record revenue of 66.5 in 2000, despite no Champions League football. Operating losses fell of 18 to 4 from 69 to 3, with 36.6 exceptional costs linked to Erik Ten Hag's exit. Remember, Ben, remember me saying it cost around 30 million to get rid of Ten Hag and his coaches. Remember me saying that? Yep. I was right. I was dead on the effing money. Match day and commercial running both in hit record highs, boosted by ticket sales and Snapdragon deal, right? So the guidance for 2026 revenue of 640 to 660 adjusted. I don't know what this is. I need to get this up so that I can tell you what this is, people. Bear with me. Let me Google this. Where did it start out when he's at home? It's the acronym earning before interest. So acronym earning before interest, taxes, and depreciation, and automation in financial metrics used to measure a company's operating profitability and the ability to generate cash. It provides a snapshot of business performance by excluding the impacts on the financial tax and non-cash expenses. EBITDA is valuable for comparing companies across different capital structures and tax jurisdictions, assessing the debt repayment ability for the company valuation, especially in mergers and executions. I can't say acquisitions. I can never say acquisitions. I'm dyslexic, people. I can't say certain words. But anyway, so that's Omar, bit of Omar Barada. Let's go up there, people. So see what Omar has got to say. How's Omar spinning it? Because that's the title of the show. So here we go, Omar Barada. He says here, we're working. Here we go. So this is the top bit here. He goes, as we start to feel the benefits of our cost reduction program. So that means cutting half of the workforce, and there is a significant potential improvement financial performance, which will in turn support our overriding priority, success on the pitch. How many times have you heard this bullshit, people? So where is the fucking midfielders? Where are the midfielders and where was the experienced goalkeeper then? You lying toad, right? Omar Barada, we're looking hard to improve the club in all areas on the field, and we're pleased with the additions we have made to our men's and women's first team squads over the summer as we build for the long term. Off the field, we're emerging from a period of structural and leadership change, which refreshed and streamlined organization equipped to deliver our sporting and commercial objectives. Bullshit. Bullshit. People here, look at the bootlickers licking it up. Bootlickers licking it up. You've got the first 3 players, while 9 players left. You let Ogate cast Mainu in midfield instead of getting strong DM, and you bought Lam instead of Donnarumma or Martina. Absolute crap. Fraud. Look, some of the, see? Big up some of the people who are calling the bullshit PR out. But some of them lap it up, and that's been the fan base. So here he says, period structural leadership, commercial objectives. This is what he said. This is what Omar Barada said. This is where he's at, people. Go ahead. But basically, we were talking about, Ben, that there is nobody who's ever been on austerity that's ever competed. And big up to the shillings, man, Kenny and Shiggers. Big up Viscay Vola. Appreciate you. I should have known. Big up all my East African love and support. Love. But nobody has ever known a club that is making cuts to go and compete with the big boys and challenge for the big trophies.
I mean, as soon as I seen that 660 whatever it was million, a world record, that just shows like my fucking point. Yes, we've only bought fucking 4 signings, man, but we demanded 7 people. We demanded 7, and I'm not hearing any of this fucking waffle by saying, what are you talking about? Amran doesn't deserve midfielders. He doesn't deserve an experienced striker. He doesn't deserve a centre-back goalkeeper because he's the worst manager in history. No, that's not it, man. You don't buy players for Amram. You buy players for Manchester fucking United, man, for the future. And I'm sick to fucking death with this fucking fan base, man. Do you know what's one thing in life, man? I honestly, if I lived in Manchester, I'd be down every fucking day, whether it's after work, whether it's in the weekend, every fucking day, like literally, like just shouting INEOS out, Glazers out, even though I'm not going to get anywhere because I'm the only fucking person there. But you know what? I just wish this fucking fan base has some fucking level of fucking brains, man, because I'm getting sick and tired of this bullshit nerding, this propaganda, this propaganda, and them like trying to like say, oh yeah, we've made 665 million in fucking revenue. They've sacked 500 fucking staff. The fucking people are getting saying, what are you talking about? No, Sir Jim's put 50 million of his own money into the fucking Carrington. No. I seen it on the fucking articles as well. It was on fucking Irish articles as too. No, when Sir Jim bought the fucking club, the clause was that he had 300 million of his own money was to be put into Carrington. I'm not hearing any of this fucking propaganda shit by saying, oh, he's doing much better than the fucking Glazers. Yeah, he might be doing better than the Glazers, but he fucking went to bed with them. I'm sick to death, man. When are we going to wake up as a fan base? When are we going to wake up? We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. And I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm fucking sick of it, man. Wait, yes, Amram's one of the worst coaches in Man United's history. But I'm just... it can't be all down to him, man. It can't be all down to him. It's got to be these fucking vultures, man. And honestly, man, we're not going to get anywhere, man. We're not going to get anywhere. Honestly, if this was another club, man, they'd be down at their fucking stadium, fucking protesting and sharing their fucking thoughts, man. But we're just not, man. We're just too scared. We're too fucking scared as a fan base. We don't want our fucking club back. We're too big. We just care too much about this fucking brand and this player and FC bullshit, man, and this fucking manager out bullshit, man. I'm sick to fucking death. How many fucking years do we want to fucking keep suffering, man, on this Glazer ownership, man, under this fucking Sir Jim Deckcliffe? Honestly, I'm sick to fucking death, man. I wish I lived in Manchester, man. I fucking wish, because yes, a lot of people are going to say, we live in Ireland, man. You don't fucking show up every fucking weekend. But you know what? I fucking wish I did, man, because I'd be one of them fuckers that'd be going straight to Old Trafford every fucking weekend and sometimes not going in the fucking stadium. 2 visits, I didn't go in that fucking stadium. I stayed outside because I care about my club more than any other fucking game in Old Trafford, man. I want these cunts out. Excuse my language, man. But back to this fucking thing, man. It's just, do you know what it is, Nerdin? the 660 million, it's just another bullshit about this fucking stadium, man, they're building. It's just like saying, oh, see, we can't afford the stadium. We can't afford all this shit, man. Honestly, it's just PR, nerding. And I told you about this fucking Omar Barada, Mr. Potato Head, man. If you haven't watched Toy Story, watch Toy Story, man, people. But I'm sick to fucking death of this shit, man. It's not even, I can't even get angry anymore, nerd. It's fucking laughable. It's fucking laughable that this fucking clown and Wilcox, everyone always keeps thinking, it keeps excusing Wilcox into this bullshit, man. He's involved as well. Not only Barada, Wilcox is involved, and I'm sorry, man. I just can't. I just can't see how we couldn't have invested more money into the team in the summer, and we got rid of all the outgoings as well, Nerd. And how can you not invest all two midfielders, another experienced striker, an experienced goalkeeper? When I see 660 million of revenue with increased ticket prices, with all this bullshit, man. I'm not here to say. I'm just not here to fucking take it, man, anymore. I just can't. I fucking can't, man. I'm sticking by it. These fucking bastards who are in our club, this best in shite, they're gonna be running our club to the ground, man. And do you know what? I don't even blame the vultures anymore. I actually blame all of us, man, because we're not taking any action, man. I've been in Ireland. We were all built around protests. We take action in Ireland. We always take action when something's fucked up.
Ben, I'm just gonna stop you there 1 minute. 100%, I agree. But here's what I wanted to. I want you to comment on this. You asked for this before, right? This is the bit what Swedish Rumble is saying. There has never been a football. There has never been in football being a club that consistently been able to compete with teams that has twice the size wage bill. Sure, the odd year it can happen. It can happen if a big wage bill club has a crap season. But the trend we're in right now, Liverpool, City, and co. are waving goodbye to us in the near mirror, just like Fergie did to clubs like Leeds, Nottingham, and Aston Villa during the 90s. Remember, we always used to give the better wages, and we would always offer that you can compete for trophies. When you can offer, that's why Real Madrid get players, because they offer the big wages, and they always say we're competing for the league and the Champions League every season. And Manchester United are now in 14th, and we'll finish 15th last season. But carry on, you're 100% about Ireland.
In my country, we always take, regardless if it's sport or anything, we always take fucking action. We always take action. And see, like I said, England, Scotland, Wales, they all take action. But see, when it comes to football, man, football's different. Fan base in any other club, I fucking bet my whole life, any other fucking club, they would have got their fucking owners out, man. They wouldn't have waited. It's been 20 fucking years, man. I said to my missus, I was like saying, 100%, I would be fucking 40, by maybe 50 by the time the Glazers are out of this fucking club, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe's going to be out of this fucking club. How much can we stick in this, man? Like, yes, I feel sorry for Amber, man, but, at the end of the day, man, we've seen it already, man. Like everyone just doesn't want to bring up the environment of the club. The environment is a toxic fucking mess, man. It's a toxic mess, and they're trying to show this fucking propaganda on their socials by saying the environment's been beautiful. Like, everyone's enjoying themselves going to work, man. So in any way, they've actually regressed drastically. We finished at Thunder Ten Hag. They wanted to keep Ten Hag. That was their first recruitment. When you're a boss in February and Ten Hag was still in charge, you're in there and people are going to say, no, they didn't arrive till the end of the summer. No. Barada was there February. He said, right, okay, let's see how Ten Hag does from February to the end of the season. He wins the FA Cup. We had the worst season and finishing 8th. He should have sacked him. That would took some braveness, because you're taking a different approach compared to the Glazers, but they didn't. They kept him. Then the end said, "Oh, here, I've made a mistake." So Jim said, "I've made a mistake in keeping Ten Hag." He even said that he kept him, bro. They all fucking three of them, even Ashworth, fucking Barada, Wilcox, they all knew Ruben Amorim. They all fucking knew Ruben Amorim, because I'm a Sporting Lisbon fan. Me and the missus go over to Spain a lot, and we have this neighbor, and he's he's a Sporting Lisbon fan, and he's actually seen fucking Sir Jim Wilcox and fucking Barada before INEOS came into the fucking club, actually speaking to Ruben Amorim people. The fans actually seen him in, like, it was a hotel, private hotel. It was in somewhere in fucking I think it was somewhere like in Portugal. I don't know where it was, anyways. But the facts are the facts, people. Like, honestly, people say you can get recruitment. You can make mistakes in recruitment. Like, your first mistake is always, like, unexcusable. No, it's fucking not. If you're starting a new job, a big job in running a club like Manchester United, your first recruitment in a coach is the biggest recruitment ever, because it sets a tone on not only yourself but the fan base too. If you failed on Ruben Amorim and your first recruitment, then you're fucked. You're gone. You should be out the door. It's different if it was a normal job. It's different if it's a normal job, but this is next level shit. This is Man United. And they've sacked 500 employees. They sacked Dan Ashworth because of chemistry. They got rid. They brought out this PR shit about Gary O'Driscoll, freaking Dr. Death, and he's still at this club, man. He's still at this fucking club. So people say they make more better decisions than wrong decisions. I'm not hearing any of this shit, man. They're the fucking same as Glazers, man, and we won't be anywhere near the top level until we fucking do a complete reset, man. And I agree, Luani keeps saying it from weeks and weeks and weeks. I don't necessarily think now, with this summer as well, like, we got rid of obviously all the outgoings. I don't think we have a bad squad. I don't think we have a bad squad now. I don't. Obviously I have a few agendas on some people, because obviously there's a captain in our team, and the mentality he's creating with the squad has been awful since he got that captaincy, and I think he should be gone out of this football club. But at the end of the day, the players come into work every day under that environment, under owners that don't have any ambition at all for any coach to, like, put money into the club. They're bringing out this fucking whole stadium shit, man. It's just driving me crazy, man. And do you know what? Even if they make this stadium, man, I honestly genuinely believe, man, that we won't be winning a Premier League title or being anywhere near the top four in a long, long time, people. And I'm sick to death, man. I see content creators out there that are just saying INEOS have done better things than bad things, and I'm not hearing any of that shit, man. I'm fucking sick of it, man. I've waited for 20 fucking years of my fucking life
Ben,
to this club because of these fucking vultures and this freaking the audacity for that man to call himself a Man United fan, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, man, where he's a fucking Chelsea fan.
Yeah, big up.
Ben,
Big up to you, Ben.
I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. Just to finish, all these years, Nurden said it. He fucking said it in 2016, 2017, 2018. No one fucking listened, and I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick. I wish I lived in Manchester and I went down and just showed what, like, that I just want these fucking vultures out, man. Vultures have to go first, man. I'm fucking sick of it. I just want us to be united. I want us to be on the same page, but we will never. I will fucking believe that we won't. But if it was Liverpool, Man City, fucking Newcastle, be a different story, man. Be a different story.
okay.
Big up, man. Apologies, anyways, Jordan.
Hey, it's all right. Ben Nuruddin, look, I share.
Apologize, Ben.
I share your disdain for the Glazers and for INEOS by association. But my issue here is, I think the fan base have a bigger part to play in this whole thing. Both of you, Nuruddin, Ben, both of you have God know you guys pick the noble fight, Glazer out. That's fine. It's a great slogan, but you guys are fighting an uphill battle. And as far as I'm concerned, I like to pick battles that I can win. Yesterday I was saying there's no provision in the FA that allow you to strip the club away from the Glazers. There's nothing that the fan base can do as in unison to get rid of the Glazer, other than boycotting the games in totality. And we know this is not going to happen. Just because I think I don't live in the city of Manchester. I don't know what is Manchester like as a demographic makeup. But
Luani, can I just hold you there 1 second? People,
yeah,
we've been live now for nearly an hour and we've not in nowhere near 200 likes. Like the video, the channel is shadow banned because we shout for Palestine and we shout against injustice in the world and we stand in solidarity and love with all people who are oppressed in around the world. So we're not asking you to do too much. We're just asking you to like the video. It takes 2 seconds. Get your phone out. If you're watching it on your laptop or your TV, just like the video, like the stream. It costs you absolutely nothing. I'm not asking you to become a member. When I ask you, just like asking you to like the stream. Because no other channel is going to break it down like this about what these Muppets are doing to a football club. So let's please do this.
Facts.
like the video. So, so what I'm trying to say here is, I think I've been watching United from all those years, and while I've come to the conclusion is that our fan base, there's an element of xenophobia that exists in the fan base, and they want Manchester United to be, for them, is their product, and this is the kind of string that the Glazer family and ultimately Sir Jim Ratcliffe played on. Remember his statement when he took over, he said he was going to put Manchester back into Manchester or something like that along those lines. He didn't have to prove anything. He got the benefit of the doubt automatically from that core of that part of the fan base. I'm pretty sure he didn't came up with this line by himself. This line was probably carefully drafted for him by his PR team. When the bid was in, when the news was in that the Glazer was selling the club, the Qatari, I think, were submitting their bid at the same time as Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Did we ever? We know that the Qataris were submitting the bid for a complete takeover, a wholesale, a sale, right, for the whole club. They buying the club as a whole, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe was buying a portion of it. And we as a fan, we know which one we prefer. We know which one in the long run will benefit United because we know the Qatari will bring their money. They've outlined their plan. They will build the stadium. They will improve the infrastructure, and they will focus on improving the product on the pitch. But guess what? Despite all their pitch that they made to us, despite the fact that we know as a fan base that they have the capability, they have the financial um, power to uh, execute their plan. We didn't give them the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because it just took Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who, by the way, have a dubious past in running this kind of operation. It just took him to come craft a statement and and appeal to that core of the fan base, that emotion, that sentiment of the fan base. And that is why, Nuruddin, I'm saying you and Ben are fighting an uphill battle. Before you could get to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, you have to go to that core fan. That core fan that still go to the stadium every day. They don't care what the product is like, as long as they can claim that Manchester is theirs as a team. As long as they can claim that, look, this is our product and it stay ours, even if the product is shit. The
Yeah.
reality is that when you look at we lost our leverage of negotiation when it comes to our players that are on the value because of the state of the club, because of the soap opera and the toxic thing atmosphere at the club. Everything we can correlate anything in life. What I've also noticed, I'm pretty sure you guys did this. Most of the team that perform well are also among the team that sells well. Chelsea sells well, City sells well, Liverpool
Facts.
sells well, and because the product on the pitch is good. So ultimately, whether you want to cater as an ownership, whether you want to cater to the fan or not, whether you are on this xenophobia agenda or you're here to make money or not, if you don't understand that by improving the product on the pitch, that's the fastest way and the best way to bring in record revenue. I'm sorry, it's almost like you adding incompetence to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He's literally adding incompetence to being a chip. And if you add chip and incompetence together, God knows if you deserve this kind of ownership. And this is where we're going. That's why me, Nuruddin, Ben, I told you guys that, look, I don't want to come here and sing Glazer out all the time. We know what these people are about. We have to learn how to win despite them. Uh, Sir Alex Ferguson did that. He had a bad ownership. He still won. He still was able to
Yeah,
create
you're
an
being nerded.
atmosphere of siege. He was still able to create an atmosphere of siege with his players and still bring us to the promised line each and every time. And he built this thing. He built this thing, even though we can argue that he destroyed it by his own greed later. He still, Sir Alex Ferguson tenure made me believe that we can win despite bad ownership. And as long as we will not have any chance to be able to take this club away, wrestle it away from the current ownership, I don't want to fight that fight. I just want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy the
Yeah.
football, and if the manager
But
is underachieving, we get him out.
yeah, well, the thing is, Luani, there's
Sorry,
only
Luani, let me just come back
one-
it up,
one-
Ben. 1 second.
Big up, man.
Luani, you're talking about a genius. Do you think you can just find Alex Ferguson just around just a normal within the football landscape? No, you can't. Look at Pep, billions he spent everywhere. He spent massive money. Look at Jurgen Klopp, spent hundreds of millions, right? Look at Jose Mourinho, spent loads of money. And by the way, Jose is the most paid out manager after being sacked. And Ben, I don't know if you missed it, but before we were calculating in the past 13 years, how much money have United paid to managers they've sacked? And
Oh, it's over 50 million.
No, it's about 100. It's nearly 100 million now.
Oh, it's 100. Oh my.
Yeah, it's in. We paid 30 million to just Ten Hag and his coaching staff.
Oh my God, man.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you. If you're talking about Sir Alex Ferguson, being
Yeah, he's a genius. You're
He's a
talking
genius.
about a genius.
but we're talking
There's
about
no,
that.
there's no Fergie's walking around in world football that you're just
No.
gonna go and snap.
No.
on.
We're talking about that in hindsight, right? We're talking
No,
about
it's not
that
in hindsight. It's not
It's
in
in
hindsight.
No, then.
It's not.
Remind
How
me-
is it in hindsight? There is no manager embrace the game. That's like Ferguson.
Nuruddin.
There's never been a
Nuruddin.
what?
No, then.
Do you know how
what?
much of a Luani? Please listen to
Yes.
what you're saying, bro. There's been but Fergie is out there by himself. From what he did with, was it Dundee or Aberdeen? Was it Aberdeen?
I think it was Dundee. No,
Was
not
it Dundee? He won. He beat. You know the last time Real Madrid lost a European Cup final. Guess who beat them, Luani?
Aberdeen?
I think it was Aberdeen. A team managed by Fergie. Fergie is 1 in a million. And you're telling me, in hindsight, no. He came. Listen, Luani. He came straight away. Go and read the book. He came. Have you read the book, Luani, about Fergie? Fergie's time at Manchester United. Right. You need to read that book. He came in. He stripped everything. He bought his own people. He developed a new way of scouting. He put the training sessions with how to improve younger players. He put a developmental plan in order. He was constantly recruiting, constantly talking to people. He was in American sports. You lived in the US for 20 years. In American sports, Luani, it's almost kind of being the coach and the general manager, and the board all in one.
No, then everything that Fergie did when he came in, that was the standard for what managers were doing in those times. I remember very well when Arsene Wenger came, he changed everything in Arsenal, including their
He changed English football. He changed English football.
That was the norm. I'm not saying that Sir Alex Ferguson did not deserve the way we praising him. I'm just saying that if he came within one game of getting sacked, if the story was true, right? He came within one game of getting sacked. Who are we to talk about how destiny joined with achievement? Like, there are some things that happen. We might never know. If we lost that game, he got sacked. Would he have the legacy that he have today? We don't know. That's why I'm saying you can be a genius, but sometimes you have to be favored by destiny. So that's what they say, right? Destiny favored the board. And definitely, Sir Alex Ferguson has destiny on his side. And so there are a lot of great managers that had the wrong timing and it didn't work out for them. So what I'm trying to say is Despite our bad ownership, Sir Alex Ferguson know how to win, how to build a legacy. And I'm still hoping that that is going to happen as long as we cannot get rid of the ownership. If you tell me today we can get rid of the Glazers in a snap of a finger, if you tell me today the English media can put the pressure on the government, and the government can just snatch United out of the Glazer hand, just like they did for Abramovich, for political reason, I'm all for it. Let's go for it. But
you know,
this is not going to happen. We
yeah, well,
cannot. Nobody can put together. Even if you put together the 10 million the 10 billion evaluation and present it today to the Glazer, they will not sell. There's no provision that will force them
yeah,
to sell.
I'd
So
I'd I'd hold your breath there, Luani, because the only ever time, well, obviously we could talk about, we did big protests like back when obviously when Fergie was there, when obviously when the Glazers bought the club, but when the Super League was introduced and Man United were all for the Super League, what happened to the fans? And I was one of them, well, because I was there. We entered into the stadium and physically they couldn't get us out of the stadium. And remember seeing Gary Neville in the stands. I don't know whether you were there, Nerdin, or anyone else in the chat, but I,
I
I
was
remember
there.
seeing I remember seeing Gary Neville. Now we weren't doing anything wrong. Like we weren't wrecking the place. We were just showing we're just sharing our voice in the stadium on the pitch. At the end of the day, man, what happened after that? No more Super League. But you know what, man? See with the way this fucking fan base has acted over these last fucking 20 years, man, of this shit. Do you know what, man? Just get the Super League, man, because it's what we fucking deserve, man, because we haven't taken enough any action at all, man. And do you know what? It just all goes back to the 1958, man. Just, ever since this Baleba news, the cancel of the protest, they really are just, like, honestly, they're just a bunch of bastards, man, because they just don't really care, man. They wanted INEOS. They didn't want fucking the Qataris at the end. So do you know what, man? It can be done, no, Luani. It really can be, because they were this close, and Nurin will fucking tell you. It was all over Sky News, Sky Sports as well. They were this close of introducing the Super League, and Chelsea too. Chelsea and Manchester United
But
were
it was
all at
much.
their
It was the Glazers. It was the Glazers' idea. Glazers
yes,
who bullied
yep,
everybody else into it.
yep, yep,
It
yep.
came out.
And,
I just
and
want to
like
say, people, listen. I'm not going to read anybody else's comments, unless we get to 200 likes ASAP. People, we need to do that. I wanted to make a point. Yeah. Get involved with the community question. Get involved in the community question. Can we ever compete for the big trophies? At the moment, yes, 12%, nay, 88%. At one time, it was 100% nay.
Yeah.
Under
Just
this ownership.
Yeah. I'd just like to add on as well, like, the fact that I'm seeing people all around, man, all the fucking right, even around Ireland as well. They said, but sure, like, other big clubs sack managers. Like, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. But you know what it is, man? Yes, you can sack managers, and you have to get it right. Look, I think Ruben Amorim does deserve the sack, but it's not his fault. But in terms of like the big clubs sacking these managers and bringing another manager in, they're backing up their history in the past like 2 or 3 years. They've won trophies like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Man City. They've got proven, like, for example, if they choose to like sack Pep Guardiola, he's won the fucking treble. If they choose to sack fucking, who was it before, Hansi Flick, he just won a treble with Bayern Munich, so all the fans got behind them. So, like, at the end of the day, what have we won? And if Amarim got sacked, what have we won? Big now. I'm not hearing any of this fucking Europa League shit. What have we won in the last 5 years? Nothing. Fucking nothing. So do you know what, man? Do you know what it is? I'm just sick to death, man. See people say, oh, you can get away with first recruitment. No, 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 no. You can get away if you fucking show it. If you're showing that we've won, like, silverware, but we haven't. And I'm not hearing any Europa League, Carabao Cup. Yes, FA Cup is a good cup, but I'm not hearing that, man. That's not in my eyes. I'm looking at the Champions League and the fucking Premier League, and you haven't won any of that, man. So do you know what? Like, I'm not hearing any of this bullshit about big clubs sack managers all the time, man. No, we're not a big club, number one, and we haven't won any silverware in the last fucking 5 or 10 years, man. So I'm not hearing any of this shit, man. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
just not. I'm sick of it.
So the
I don't
question,
think so. I think we had our chance, Ali. We had our chance and they're not leaving. Some people like
Yeah,
Jarvis and that, some people think that they want to build a stadium and they want 10 billion for the club.
they will.
I don't think so. I think they're going to make more money from the stadium by putting on concerts, Wembley of the North
Um,
and all that absolute clown tent. But it is what it is. No,
the
anytime soon.
question.
How can INEOS be approaching recruitment? They try to get the likes of Labour on the cheap. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing what happened with the Labour. And all it was to actually was to quell the protest, and it worked. Gareth
Fact.
Scott is on anyone else's list. That's, I think, his last option. But if we get him, it should be protest. Go ahead,
They will.
Luani.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
as when you are incompetent, it doesn't matter where you go. That incompetence follow you like a shadow, and I think that's exactly what happened with Jim Ratcliffe. It doesn't matter how much money you have, you will just keep pressing the wrong buttons and making the wrong decision. The appointment of Omar Barada was definitely um, a mistake, I think, because apparently the role that he held at City were not as important that as regards them at the beginning. As for the question as if we can still be in contention to win trophies, I think yes we can because Manchester United is such a unique club in terms of profile, based on the legacy, the
Big up
extraordinary.
Philip in the chat, by the way. Big up Philip. Go ahead, Luani. Big up Philip.
So I say we can still win because Manchester United is such a unique club in terms of the legacy that Sir Alex Ferguson was able to build, the trophies and the brand that he built with the winning culture. So much that we not only we have a global fan base, but we also have the local fan base, the ones that go to the stadium are very dedicated to the team, regardless of result. So we have that unique combination that a lot of teams don't have. That make players still want to come here, regardless of how bad we are. We can still attract talent. We can still attract talent when it comes to the players. We can still attract talent when it comes to the coaches. So I think with that combination, we can win. We just need to make the right decision, while we still have that aura of Alex Ferguson, and the brand, the strength of the brand behind them that's pushing us. We can still win trophy. We just have to pick the right person for the job, and we just have to improve our recruitment. Because I believe if Manchester United have the right coach, if Manchester United put the right team on the pitch, I promise you that this fan base, this match going fan base that have been starved for trophy for so long, waiting for something to cheer on, they will push this team, right? They will push this team all the way to the finish line. I honestly believe that. Look, Manchester United is one of those clubs that is have a weird is a, have a like a mysterious dynamic going on with it. The history and all those things that happen um in the club, it makes players when they come here they feel different. It turn your average players into superheroes. And yes, we are looking for superheroes. And I believe in time we are just a little unlucky going from Ole to Mourinho or to Ten Hag. We should have given the job, of course, to uh, the guy who left, who say we need a heart surgery. We
Ralph.
should have given him, yeah, Ralph. We should have given him the job, but we keep making the wrong choices, and the wrong timing. But we are not that far. If we get it right, the fan base will do the rest. We have been staffed for so long, and if you get something of a semblance, something of a performance, something of like I talked to a friend last time. He called me and we were talking about the game Sunday, and he told me that we don't have. It looked like we don't have any Sue. That's what he told me, and I say yes. We don't have any soul because there is nothing to cheer for. But still, people still go to the stadium and support this team. So I believe we're not far. We have that intangible, that good combination of fans that are ready to support this team. And we just have to get it right once. Get it right once and we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not happening anytime soon, man. I'm
No.
not gonna lie to you. I can't see it happening anytime soon. Big up to Philip. Philip being one of the original Glazers out. Big up to Phil, always
Big up,
doing
Phil, man.
incredible work and can try to build campaigns and pressure on the Glazers and try to educate the fans always.
Okay. Big up.
True fans are part of the problem. Bootlickers accepting mediocrity. Yeah, there is a bit to it.
Facts.
That's the only bit that I would agree with you, Luani. But yeah, this is where we're at, people. This is
Yeah,
where
but
we're at.
Nuruddin, come on, man. How are you trying to get the Glazer out when the Rios, the old class of the Sir Alex Ferguson's kid, les enfants terribles of the class of
92.
92, they are the one eating in the Glazers' hand today.
Well, Gary Neville is. Gary Neville
Gary
is.
Neville. Gary Neville. And Rio
Neville is.
Ferdinand.
Like I say, you're fighting an uphill battle. You have to fight those people. And still, until today, Sir Alex Ferguson did not come up and say anything against the Glazers. Anything. And that is strange to say, to least. Strange.
Do you know what it is, man? Like, you know, it just comes back to this. Like, guarantee you, if Old Trafford was in Ireland, I guarantee you, like, most of the Irish don't tolerate any fucking vultures, whether it's at a football club, a Gaelic club, a hurling club. Most Irish fans will never tolerate, especially for 20 fucking years, man. People say it's an impossible. It's so impossible. It's like the impossible story to get rid of the Glazers. It might be near impossible, but you know what, man? I don't believe that shit, man. I really fucking don't. I genuinely do believe if you hurt their fucking pockets, man, if you hurt their fucking pockets, genuinely do believe they will, like, react. And obviously, like, bro, what, we're £1 billion in debt, man. We're £1 billion in debt, plus more from this summer transfer window as well, where I think it was minus 130 or 120 million pounds.
I explained it, Ben. I don't know if you heard before, but I explained
Oh yeah,
it.
I've seen it, man. I've seen it.
So basically, Manchester United 750 million. That's the original money that they bought.
Plus 300.
And then we took a credit out of 300, and some of the players that we bought with that money were the Anthony and
Maguire.
Casemiro. No, not Maguire. No, Maguire. Casemiro and those likes. Yeah, we borrowed that money, right? And then we then opened another line of credit this summer and spent whatever, but we only spent 130 million, 130 something million, because we bought in about 90 to 80 million in profit, right? So this is where we're going, people. So we're still like 1.2 billion in debt, and not in none of these finances. Omar Barada, Jim the Rat, nobody, and Gary Neville is too cowardly to ever ask what you're going to do about the debt, and that's what it shows you. He's compromised. And that's why now, if he's on Sky on the Sundays, I don't listen to a word he says. He's compromised. He's thinking about his apartments. And Rio Ferdinand now is begging almost, Amarim, you got to change it because he's with INEOS. He was there all summer. Him and Rooney advertising the shirts. Remember?
Oh man.
How bad is this team now that Snapdragon are asking Rio Ferdinand and Wayne Rooney to be in America, in New Jersey? I think it was New Jersey, Loani, not that far from where you are, where they were there on the river advertising the shirts. How bad is that? Club legends coming out to advertise the shirt.
Do you know what's bad as well? Sorry, Luani. Do you know what's funny as well? My missus literally said to me, Ben, come down here. You wouldn't believe. Well, obviously, Roy Keane. I love what Roy Keane said on the weekend at the Derby, but she says you wouldn't believe what Gary Neville just said after what Roy Keane said. And I said, right, what? So Roy Keane said about, like about Bruno being a horrible captain, like, what was he doing like in the Derby, and then Gary Neville doing this propaganda because INEOS give Bruno a fucking new contract. He says Bruno has been the Man United's best signing post Fergie, man, and I'm just like, Like you've just went from Roy Keane, one of the greatest footballers ever, to claim that Bruno Fernandes is one of the worst captains in Man United history, to then saying Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players post Fergie, man. Where we've had players like fucking Ander Herrera, we cannot forget about that player, man. We've had decent signings, but fucking better than him, man. He's just a stat merchant, man. But see these ex-players, I don't listen to any of them unless it's Roy Keane. Roy Keane can say a few blinders and wafflers, but I just love Roy Keane because he's not afraid to say it, nerd. Like he's not afraid to say it to the captain of the football.
Yeah, it's instinctive what he comes out with. It's instinctive. He's absolutely instinctive. Remember his comments, what he said, United fans won't let it happen. Manchester United joined the Euro the Super League. The Super League is coming around again. Do you know why? Because the English teams are more money in terms of there's more money in the Premier League than there is in Germany, than in Italy, than in Spain, right? And sooner or later, that question is going to come back. That question is going to come back about the Super League. People think the Super League's gone ahead. It's not gone ahead. It's not. It's coming back.
You know what baffled me about this whole thing is that as an organization, I mean, I've worked in some places and all that, but I've never heard an organization drag over 10 years or some a debt that keep growing all the way to 1 billion and still be able to open line of credit. Usually, when you go and borrow money in some financial institution, they'll do their homework. They will ask you for some paperwork, and they will track your record over years to see if you're in the red, if you're making profit or your revenue. They'll check all those things. But Manchester United keep dragging this debt around for years, and yet they keep borrowing money, and these financial institutions are still opening their books and their their account to them and giving them line of credit. And that's the part that I don't understand. Then I look at the Glazer, the Glazer family, Joe Glazer and Abraham. These guys are not your regular owner. They're not your regular run of the mill owner that you just have another business that the other business that they're doing, and they have Manchester United as just a trophy, or just like the McManus and GP, the GP brothers.
JB Morgan's.
The previous owners.
The INEOS, Epstein's best friends they were.
So, like, I'm talking about the owners that were before the Glazers, right? John
JB
McMahon. Those owners have horses, and those are their main business. And Manchester United was just an entertainment for them as ownership.
Yeah.
But for the Glazers, it's not the same thing. The Glazers family, these two went to
listen. They funded the Buccaneers on our behalf. The reason why Buccaneers
is because of the money from I read that story. I read that story. They actually were managed to get a tax break from the state. Use the taxpayers' money to build the Buccaneers Stadium. That's what I'm saying. These two are very, very good when it comes to managing financial institution. They went to some prestigious college and they know the system in and out. They know how to borrow money, how to cook the books, everything you can think of. They literally are graduate lawyers, economic and financial lawyers. That's what they are. So what I'm worried about, when they said and done and they could not squeeze any more money or come out with any kind of scheme to borrow money or bleed this club dry, the day they decide they're leaving, that's the day I will be scared, because that means that the juice has been squeezed out. That means the club is completely in tatters. They couldn't get anything else out of it, and they're gone.
Yeah, 100%, man. You're on mute.
The British government have to intervene.
They're not going to intervene.
They have to, because
it was Tony Blair. It was Tony Blair and Gordon Brown that loosened that deregulated some of the things, like they introduced deregulation, and the Glazers did what they did because of those two owners. Because of the people who are in charge, and that fucking alleged pedo's friend, Peter Mandelson, and those people, Epstein's best friend. I asked, can we ever compete for the big trophies again? And I meant to say under these ownership, INEOS and Glazer. 30% of you said yes. 70%, resounding 70% have said no. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, man. Like I remember, like, I mean, years and years ago, I think it was about 6 or 7 years ago, I was down at what was it? I think it was Roselawn Crematorium. It was for my great aunt's cremation, and Roselawn obviously is where Georgie Best's grave is. And I decided to go. Obviously, every time I go around to Roselawn, I always call around to George Best. And lucky enough, one of George Best's wee nieces was there, and I remember her views. Obviously, she remembered George a lot, and all like she was like saying it's strange, like, you know, the year George passes is the year that I think was it 2004, 5 5 that. And what year did George Best pass? 2005. And she kept saying, she's big up to her. I think her name was Claire. She kept saying, like, you know, like every time when George came back to Belfast, you know, he loved the club, but he just, like, he knew that this sort of situation was going to happen, because he knew Fergie was going to, like, hold the realms for too much longer. And how long was that? Another 7 more years, and then look at the mess we're in now. So do you know what, man? George was absolutely right, man. He was 100% spot on, man. And look where we're at now, man. We're not even a top club anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. We're not even a top club anymore, people. Philip saying Tampa Bay box, look, we're not even in debt. 1 point, the loans at Glazers, Mall's business failed when in the red for years. There should have been the red flag straight away in 2005. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they own malls, innit? And now, since a lot of people do their shopping online, people don't go to malls anymore. And they also used to own, like, caravans for the poorest people in the US. And if they had a pet, they used to charge them a couple of dollars each if they had a cat or a dog. This is like trailers. Some of the poorest people in the US who lived in trailers, and they used to charge them for having a pet. What kind of a family are they?
I think for anything to change, for us to turn the direction when it comes to the ownership, Sir Alex Ferguson have to come out and disavow them. He have to come out and disown them. We cannot do anything if he doesn't come. He's the biggest voice, but he's staying silent. If he ever come out and speak against this ownership, that's the only time we will start a true reckoning when it comes to this problem. Unfortunately, I don't think that will ever happen. And unfortunately, all the children he raised are also taking advantage of the system, and nobody seems to care. The Rios and your Neville, as long as they're building their hotel, I'm afraid that the monster that Sir Alex Ferguson created has grown too big, and it's unstoppable at this point in time.
It's madness. It's madness, man. Because do you know what it is? If Ronaldo never had that interview with Piers Morgan about Carrington, 100% I will bet if INEOS bought this club, they wouldn't have fucking put any investment into fucking Carrington, and I will bet any fucking money in that, man. And do you know what it is, man? Yeah, it probably is a famous person to fucking, like, you know, criticize the Glazers, even though Ronaldo was probably arguably one of the biggest celebrities in the world, man. But do you know what it is, man? Like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh fuck, I've lost. But anyways, look, at the end of the day, we just need, like, I think a Fergie would be the perfect scenario to, like, call out these vultures, because he never did.
He's never gonna do it. They paid him way too much to keep him mouth shut, man. Come on, that's how real business works. You get paid for silence. You get paid to do propaganda, and that's what Fergie did. Fergie was the original propaganda for the Glazers. He said there's no value in the market. While the top 8 teams in Europe, some of them in the UK, the rest of them in Europe, were all acquiring the best midfielders.
Yeah. No, then how much does it cost to buy you?
You can
0.
put You can get how many? 10 figures, 12 figures. Never, mate. I'm not for sale. Never any price.
You see, and that's based on your principle. So
Yeah.
tell me, why is it
Look at
our
Philip.
beloved?
Yeah,
Our
Fergie, well,
beloved.
because when you get to a certain age, you want that money, you get used to it. Didn't Darcy Glazer take out money from Manchester to pay a new mansion in Florida, love? Man, this makes you angry. If I read the Glazers book, Cash Cow, one I recommend
I've read
you
it.
read
I've
it. Yeah,
read
yeah,
it.
100%. Of course
Mad.
I have. Of
Mad.
course I have. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Luana. You were saying, yeah, Fergie, why they bought Fergie? Because Fergie is the guy who's used to that level of money.
No, he didn't need that money. I thought the legacy was more important, and he built that legacy. He's cherished. He have a statue at Old Trafford, and that legacy will never die. I thought that's all we need. I thought that's why he was working for. I thought that's why he was here, and that's why all those years, all those players, those fan base, everybody believe in him. Everybody believe in that. So money can never account. Money can never replace that. So why did he fall for that? I don't know. Now you look at all those players that won us team, the Rios, the Nevilles that are building the hotel and doing all their PR for the club. It's literally the same thing by extension. Why are they doing
100%.
all? We are here supporting the club by heart. I'm pretty sure when Manchester United lose a game of football, there are people who go home.
They don't care. Gary Neville is thinking about the apartment.
Facts.
Yeah, imagine how this affect the fans on a mental level. There are people who go home, their wives, their kids see them going to the stadium, and they come back a different man. They come back a different man, and he doesn't.
But they don't care. Money talks. That's what they say in this world. Money talks. Dylan Hogan says, as a neutral Newcastle fan, I personally think you guys are overreacting. Okay, thanks. Your front line have shown glimpses of what they can do. We've only scored one goal from open play, if I'm not mistaken, in 4 games. 1 goal. Few signings away from competing again. I think you're trolling.
Oh
I really think you're trolling.
Oh,
I swear to God, we finished 15th last season, bro. I think you're trolling.
I don't think he's trolling though. I think he might get a point.
Nah, he's not, because we've scored 1 goal in 4 games and we finished 15th last season. Manchester United fans own 5-6 knowledge of what he believes should happen to the club, which the keys cause Alex Ferguson to get off the fence and voice in his opinion.
Yeah, but another thing, you see what you're saying? You say we score 1 goal in 4 games and then we finished 15 last season. That's a fact. I agree with that. That's okay. But when you see this team, is it a team that strike you that you have to score 1 goal in 4 games? Is it a team that strike you that you finished?
That's the reality.
Last season? Look at the names. Look at the
I only deal with the reality. I only deal with the reality. The club is the football. It's fractured. It's absolutely fractured.
And like I said, man, I bring it back again. People say this is INEOS' first recruitment. It's not. They failed. They didn't sack Ten Hag. They chose to keep Ten Hag. They brought Ruben Amorim in. This is their second appointment. And at the end of the day, if you make multiple mistakes, apart from the manager, getting rid of 500 staff, increasing ticket prices, bringing out this more propaganda bullshit, you deserve to be sacked, man. You deserve to be fucking sacked. Get gone. Get out.
No, then,
and Barada.
We have all the ingredients, right? We have all the ingredients that we need, except for the midfield, of course. But we still have all the main ingredients to cook a good food.
But without the midfield, listen, you're talking about the most crucial part of the football game. Luana, you've played football. If you can't win the ball back and sustain attacks, to be able to give you a stage to be able to create chances after chance after chance, you're not going to go anywhere. 3 passes and they're having a shot at our own goal. That's how
I agree. I agree with you. What I don't agree with is that, bro. No, what I don't agree with that we are attributing that to the personnel. I am attributing that to the system. You see, that's where the divide in the fan base is.
I genuinely don't.
I think it's the
because
system.
You know what? I don't think it's a system because Ten Hag played a different system and failed. Oli played a different system and failed. Okay. Van Gaal played a different system and the club sacked him. Come on, man.
Okay,
there's these
things I think it's the system because I give you 16 teams in this league. I tell you to name their midfield 3. You will not be able to name them. That's the issue. You
Repeat that
can
again,
name the midfield three of Bournemouth. You cannot name the midfield three of Sunderland.
I don't support.
But they're still playing better than us.
I don't
So
support.
it's definitely not.
I don't support all the teams, and I don't watch them like to say. So that's that is what they call it. What is that argument that you're setting? That premise is a misnomer for me. I don't watch them. All I know is that I'm down there with them. So whoever 16, 15, I'm there with them. I am down there in the gutter with them. That's all I can say. And that was on the Eric. We finished 8th, and then we finished 15th of the Eric Ten Hag. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we weren't getting anywhere either. So I'm telling you, the club is toxic. There's something rotten at the players have a partly to blame for it. The coaches have not been good enough. But why are coaches and players coming here and failing? Why?
And the medical department. Don't forget about the medical department.
They can't be all that crap. They can't all be horrendous.
Facts. But you forget about the medical department as well, Nerd. Like, see over the years, like the amount of injuries is ridiculous. It's crazy. And every time when players come back, they're injured at the same fucking injury again, man. It's getting worse and worse and worse. But like I said, we haven't even addressed that, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, like, you know, it's just you have to look at above the manager, man. Like, I don't personally believe it is the system either. I like 100%. It's not always down to the system. Do I think he can do way better? 100%, I do think he can. But Joe, at the end of the day, he didn't force INEOS to come to Sporting Lisbon. INEOS went to him because of this propaganda. He beat Man City 4-0. Oh, he can come to Premier League and beat Pep Guardiola's team in the Premier League 4-5-0. No, it's just whatever brains they had whenever they met Ruben Amorim. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think there was anything in that fucking brain when they met him, because it's the ice is in the fucking pudding, and Ruben Amorim is fucking failing at this football club. Nurden showed us the midfielders we've purchased over the years. I don't think we've bought over 2 midfielders since, I think it was Matic and Donny van de Beek, I believe. I think it was, but. You know, Nerd, at the end of the day, you're saying it is mainly the midfield, but you know what it is, man? You can't build a team with Sesko being the only leading fucking striker. He needs to have someone like more experienced. Same with the keeper. Same with the keeper.
The goalkeeper, same.
And our centre backs as well. You know, we've got youngsters. We've got injury prone players. You know, it's the whole fucking team.
Yeah, Ben. When you're talking about the injuries, right? I can't. It's also
to be fair, every club experience injury.
Exactly.
But we experience a lot more injury. But we have a bad. But sorry, Luani, we have a failed medical department. And Amorim sacked more physios when he got there. And not Amorim, Jim the Rat, and he said, "Oh, well, before I run the marathon, I just stretch." We've done a show about that. We had a laugh. We did a show about that.
I think the injuries are just the syndrome of modern football. These guys are playing more games and they get less rest. We're pushing them to the limit. I watched the beginning of the season. I was watching Chelsea with Dunlap pull a sprint and then he pulled his hamstring. And the next day it was Cunha. Boom, same injury. Look, it's something that's plaguing the league. Now, when it comes to the INEOS situation, look, I don't know anything about INEOS as an organization.
Can I ask you a question, Luana? Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? Is there any other football clubs in the top flight of English football being sued by a player for gross misconduct and mismanagement of their injury? Who's the only club that's getting sued? Manchester United. I just want to remind you that.
And just to add that to Nerdin as well, Saeed posted a video of him and Big Steve in the Etihad, and guess who he's seen? He's seen stewards that were there, and guess where they came from? Old Trafford. They worked for Manchester United, and he says, "What happened?" Sir Jim's a fucking prick.
No, look, Big Stick can say anything he wants. He have the best owners. They injecting money into the system over there. So look, this is somebody who he live on top of the hill with the beautiful house, and he can talk down on us. He earned that, right? The owners are putting money.
Unbelievable.
Now, when it comes to INEOS, look, they have the right to make a mistake. When as an organization you appoint somebody like Omar Barada, you cannot legislate You bring him for an organization that's successful. It's a gamble. You cannot legislate for any of his bad decisions. But what you can do is to make sure that those bad decisions are not repetitive. So you give him a mandate, you give him a time frame, and if he doesn't perform, he will be judged, he will be assessed based on the result, and he will be fired as well. That's what organizations do. That's why I'm reluctant to go after INEOS. Now, Omar Barada, everything that happened after his appointment, that's on him. Now, if INEOS does not fire him after a couple of years or 3 years and we're still in the gulag, then that's on INEOS. Now, Omar Barada need to take a look at who's below him, Jason Wilcox, and take a look at Vivel as well. And if the academy, whatever their responsibilities are, if they're not doing well, he need to access them. Everybody's job is on the line. Now, the person who's writing the check automatically have to be held to responsible for the general state of the club, which is Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And he came out a few days ago and spoke on it. He said, hey, as this team is conceived, with the money I've spent, my expectations are top 4. And this is what we all want as fan base. Now, we cannot go and criticize him based on that. We can criticize him based on the money he did not spend, but we cannot criticize him based on his aspiration, because we are at least aligned with that. Now, how he gets there, that's another problem. We have our own time frame for him. As far as I'm concerned, the time frame for ownership needs to be bigger. And as you coming down the pyramid, that time frame needs to get shorter. If you gave in a few games for players to perform, and you gave in a couple of years for managers to sort their team out, you have to give at least 5 years for the structure that's above the manager to sort everything out. And then for another,
I disagree. No way, 5 years, man.
Luwani, I fundamentally listen. Big up NMTV. I'm sorry, bro. We're about to lock off, so thank you so much. Big up Luwani. Luwani, we fundamentally disagree, bro. Okay. Exclusive. Manchester United. Harry Maguire is likely to extend his contract and spend the rest of his career at Old Trafford. Mike Keegan.
That's another mistake. Mistake.
And Saeed was telling me that's a lie. Okay. That's a lie.
My God.
But it is what it is. Listen, next time, definitely. People, I just want to thank Ben. Ben's better people. He's on the men. Ben X, Elmo39 Twitch. Elmo20. Make sure you check him out. He's a gamer. He's a Twitch guy. Check him out. And at Malouan Luwani 1979. Make sure you check him. United Trucker. I think that's what you're new to. I think you should be United Trucker on X. Change your name on X.
I'll change it. I'll change it.
Big up to every one of you. Unfortunately, we've not reached our goal in terms of the likes of the video. But obviously, a lot of fans from other clubs are voting. We said, can we ever compete with big trophies again? 38% have said yes. 62% have said no. Double that have said, nah, we're not doing it. So it is what it is, people. It is what it is. Oh. But yeah, I'm quite disappointed. We didn't even get to 200 likes. We did not even get to 200 likes. And it costs you absolutely nothing. But the question is for the people who are watching this comments, the more interactions the channel has, the more people see this. Let me just get this last quote from Shekari and Scholes. Manchester United winning for Donnarumma would have made it available. He would have been. That should be a criminal offence. And new keeper Lemons bought him from Belgium. He was 20 million.
Should have done both.
We could have done both. Why couldn't we both get rid of both Onana and whatever? To me, an experienced goalkeeper. You know me, I don't rate Donnarumma. But if he would have come through, I would have backed him. I just don't rate him. I think he. And we'll see who has the last laugh, Shekarian. We'll see. Then and Shekarian. We'll see. My words, we'll see. And I'll come. I'll face up. I'll donate. I'll give 30 quid to a charity of your choice, guys. By the end of the season, if Donnarumma has been one of the best, if he gets voted the Premier League goalkeeper, then I'll donate 30. Actually, I say 50 quid. I'll donate 50 quid to a charity of your choosing. How about that? But we'll see what happens. A lot more games to go yet.
Look, guys.
Anyway, people, we're out. Lomani, you got to hold it there. Friday, we'll be doing the match reaction.
You doing a preview? Yeah.
Yeah, preview Friday night.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah, 10:30 late. It's a late night preview. Late night preview.
Omar Barada, strike one.
Yeah, Omar Barada.
No, he needs to fuck
strike
off.
One.
Listen,
don't tell me about Scholes. Scholesy was there. handshaking with Glazer and Jim the Rat in the Europa League final. So don't tell me anything. What? Actually, he's banned. I don't want to hear a word from Scholes
Rio
or
Ferdinand
Rio Ferdinand. Don't quote any of their rubbish to me. Free Palestine, fuck Zionism. It's simple. But Sudan, Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, free Yemen, free everywhere from the militarism and the vultures that are there to try to colonize people. So after colonizing and the imperialists, United Ireland, solidarity and love with everywhere where people are struggling against the militarism and colonization and imperialism. Love and light to everybody. Everybody's welcome on this channel, people. We don't discriminate because of a gender, of your orientation, of your sexuality. We do not. We have love for everybody. Solidarity and love. Love is the answer. But F the Glazers, F INEOS. And if you want to be down with them too, you can take a walk, my friends. Take a long walk somewhere in the wilderness.
You're talking about me, Nuruddin. You're talking about me.
Things can only get better.
Listen, Nuruddin, I am contemplating getting Donnarumma at the back of the shirt goalkeeper because all of us are shit. I feel so guilty. Never do that. Never do that.
No,
Big up Lawadi, Nuruddin, Ben for Free Palestine, Yemen, Syria.
Always,
Iraq,
man. Every
Congo,
fucking
Sudan,
day.
Everybody, love. Preview will be dropped before we get slapped here on Friday. Preview Friday night, people. Make sure you join us all. Love and light. Look after each other. Take care. Free Mania.
We'll beat them.
Free Palestine. Take care.
Palestine, people. Come on.
Bye.
Let me extend this properly. There we go. End the stream.